It kind of sucks because when you become a content creator or like when you get clout and when you get bigger, you cannot behave and act in a way that most people can behave and act in. Like you have to change the way you act and you change the way you speak. It's like anxiety. You're always, well, I'm also clinically diagnosed with anxiety, but you're always like looking over your shoulder and worried about what things will do and what things will say and what people will think about you. And you always have to think about that. And I don't like thinking about what other people think about me. Like, I don't care about that, you know? I've never tried to change what I do and whatever to please others. I'm a selfish person. Like, I always put myself first. That being said, my career lies on public opinion. And my career lies on you guys liking me. If the public falls out of favor with me, I also lose my job. And it's a scary thing to have your entire career balanced on the opinion of others, which makes it more crucial that you avoid getting canceled and you avoid getting into internet trouble. And that's why I made that video about how to not get canceled, because I wanted to talk about things that people don't talk about and maybe be it like make like a instructional like video on how to act as a bigger content creator, if you will. And there's certain rules that I personally abide by that I think is very helpful. Like, first and foremost, you always need to add a disclaimer so that, and straight up state your intentions when you make a video. I made a lot of videos talking about how much money I earn. It's not my intention to brag. I'm just trying to educate people about finances and talk about financial transparency, because it benefits creators to know how much other creators earn. Companies always want to keep creators silent because that's how they lowball you guys. But I have to say that in every single video about finances that I make, because otherwise people will get upset and they'll start calling you names in the comment section. Second thing you need to do if you're a bigger content creator, okay, to not get canceled. And it's true, and it sucks. You have to give context to anything. If you don't explain yourself enough, if you don't give enough context, you will get misinterpreted. A TikTok video is like 1 minute long max, and a YouTube video is 10 minutes long. This is the biggest problem, mainly for TikTok more so than YouTube, because the videos are so short. A lot of times, most people will randomly find your video on the For You page and they've never seen your content before. So they don't have an existing judge of your character. And secondly, they don't have context prior to your video either. So if it's the third part in a series you're making and you're like balls deep talking about something that is a little bit controversial, but there is more context in previous videos, you gotta give that context in your third video as well, and the subsequent videos. Otherwise, people won't understand. You do have to make yourself really clear. The thing is, that's very frustrating, and this was something that I experienced once I became a bigger creator. I didn't experience any sort of like hate or backlash or cancellation till I hit about like maybe 30,000 followers, and then and then something like there was some backlash suddenly of some stuff, whatever. But for a solid like 6 months, I was just cruising and vibing. And prior to the hate and backlash, like TikTok was the first like form of clout that I ever had. So I had no experience how to act on the internet, or how I should change the way I act, let me put it that way, once I gained clout. I realized that I could no longer act the same way that I used to and just be a clown and just post whatever videos I want, because people would get upset. And the thing is, a lot of people are always like, oh, like, why do you change the way you speak or whatever, like, da-da-da. I don't want to change the way I speak and act to please others, and it's fine. I completely get it. But just wait until you're in a position where there are hundreds of people wishing death upon you in your comment section. It is utterly horrifying. It is terrifying to have. I one time had like 10,000 people wishing death upon me in my comments. They found my Instagram. They were sending death threats. They told me they were gonna come to my house and find me and shoot me. Like, this is not something that any normal person would ever experience. So you can't blame me, or any other creator for that matter, for trying to avoid that at all costs. I don't like getting death threats, okay? And I do not like getting tons of people tearing me apart in my comment section. But it happens as you're a bigger creator. And as you grow as a creator, you will gain a lot of people that love your content and support you and are always there to back you up. And it's like the most rewarding thing as a creator to me. like building a community. But at the same time, there are also people that are jealous. And there are also people that will not like you because they don't want to like you. They will look at you and they'll be like, I don't like her. And they have no reason. That's it. They're like, I don't like the way she looks. I don't like the way she talks. Which is a very vague thing to not like about somebody, right? Like, I can't change the way I look. And I try to talk in a nice way, but I have ADHD and I'm pretty blunt. So a lot of people don't like the way I talk. A lot of people don't like the speed that I talk at. But there are a lot of reasons why people won't like you. But a lot of these people are waiting for any little mistake that you make and they will jump down your throat. They will jump on you. And it's disgusting. They're waiting for any slip up. It literally feels like you have hundreds of people, like maybe even thousands of people lurking in the shadows, watching your every move and waiting for a mistake. And again, this is something that I never understood until I grew as a creator. I never understood how it would remotely feel like to have that feeling and that anxiety and that experience. And I don't expect other people to understand either, because that is not something that you can understand till you've experienced it. So that's why there's a lot of people. Remember when the Pokimane Gideon thing? That was where I got all the death threats. But a lot of all of those kids saying in the comment section, whatever, they're like, Poki's such a B for crying. She's so weak. Like, how could she cry over a couple of people saying L+ ratio? You kids do not understand how it feels like to have thousands and thousands and thousands of people publicly hate you and wish death upon you and tear you apart. And it's even worse when it's in your own live stream. It's even worse. But no one can even imagine how that feels like until you've gone through it. Even me as a larger creator, I could not understand how it felt like to have tens of thousands of people wishing death upon you till it actually happened to me. And then it was a very scary experience. So yeah, in order to avoid pissing off the masses that are the internets and the mob that is the internets, you have to change the way you act, and you have to act in a certain way, and you have to say certain things, and you have to always glance over your shoulder at everything you do. And it sucks, but that's just how it is.